Welcome to the show. I'm doing well. Milano
Thank you,
Constantine.
brother.
We have a god MC on the
Oh
show here, the
man,
sports and hip hop
come
with
on,
DJ Mad
man. Thank you,
Max.
brother. Word, man. Thank you, B. How
Yeah.
you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I like your hat.
I like your hat. I ran out because I knew you were supposed to be styling on me. So I said I gotta go get one for the collection. I needed a brand new joint.
Oh, congratulations on the 2 new projects. They've been in my rotation, Writing in Blood and Eating But Still Hungry. Real hip hop, and that's what you keep it to the fullest, all the way with the bars. No mumble rap, no fluff. It's all
just that lyrical shit. Yeah, just lyrical shit. That fly content.
Of course.
Yeah.
We take it all the way back to the song Deal With a Feeling.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's my shit. Showbiz came with a banger with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Showbiz came with a banger. On the other side was Rep for the Slums. So that started off, that just started off my career with everything.
And then all the way to Pun.
Yeah, well, where you at? Yeah, that was crazy. I was just doing an interview and I was expressing how I was in a battle with Pun. We was in D&D Studios. Me, Sunkiss, OC, probably like 10, 15 MCs. But at the end of it, it was just me and Pun. We were just going back and forth. And he hit me with a lyrical barrage of shit. And at the end, I just put my hands up like, yo, you won. And at the end of the session, he came up to me and was like, look, I was supposed to do something with cannabis. But, fuck cannabis, B. You the one. And I want to do a joint with you. I'm like, you want to do a joint with me? This is crazy. And I think it was Friday. The next, 2 days after that, I was in the studio. We did Where You At.
And then that legendary song came together.
Yeah, that was just, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, man. So big shout to Showbiz. That's my big brother. You know what I mean? So big shout to Fat Joe. That's how we put everything together, man. So it was dope.
Was this before Capital Punishment came out, or was this after?
This was 99. So what was it, like Boricua Monera? That was like still not a player shit. So, he didn't even have to do that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He was getting a big bag at that time. So he didn't have to do any of that. And it was for free too. He was like, I remember Show gonna hit him off with the bag of bread. And he was looked at him like, nah, you crazy? Hold that. Like, I don't want no money for that. Nah, he's the kid. You know what I mean? So that just changed my life drastically at that time. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro.
Pun's one of the greatest of all time. I want to take it back to the beginning, because who are the MCs that you originally studied before you got into it, before DITC and your rap career? Because Cool G Rap was someone that you looked up to.
Yeah, G Rap. I mean, I looked up the Grand Pooba immensely. From Brand Nubian, Melly Mel, Treacherous 3. I was old school, because my brother had all the records. So I would listen to his vinyls and we'd be going crazy, like, you know what I mean? Sugar Hill Gang, shit like that. So I was already like early into it, getting it instilled in my head, like that type of music, the hip hop, dancing, graffiti, the whole shit. So I fell in love with the whole culture at a young age,
How do you feel about the culture today? I feel as though there isn't much, but there's still artists such as yourself that keep it alive, even though the mainstream doesn't shed light on it.
It's cool, yeah, because, it's growth. Everybody changes, everybody don't use the same colors. Everybody don't paint the same way. You get what I mean? So it's all good. It's all good. As long as you know within yourself that you hold the torch, then you don't mind what anybody else is doing. You can give a fuck what they doing. You in your lane and you're happy in your lane, just knocking your shit out. You know what I mean?
What about the radio stations? Because this is something I talk about a lot on my shows, is that the fact that they don't want to play older artists because they feel as though, that they haven't dropped anything in a while. But then you still have artists such as Milano, Diamond D that still drop new music. How come we don't hear the new music? You don't got to play the classics from the 90s. You can play their new music. That's my issue.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but it's politics involved with it. It's a lot of politics. But if you stress yourself with the politics and all that, your music is not gonna your music is gonna show that you stressed out bullshit. You coming out with bullshit knockoff shit. So as long as you in your space and you calm in your space and you know what you're doing, then all of that shit is irrelevant and it'll come full circle for you in due time. You get what I mean? It'll come. It'll come.
Yeah, 100%. And Boulevard Author was really your album that you technically came back. This was a statement album. I remember when you dropped it, you went live on Instagram that night. I think you were at Showbiz studio.
Yeah. That was something that was Boulevard Author was crazy for me. I mean, Guillotine, we could go through them. Gospel.
Yeah.
Boulevard Author, the album title of the album. I mean, that was a dream come true for me to come back and being so that I've done joints with Showbiz, to come back and, like I said, bring it back full circle and do a whole album with them was a testament to show like how everyone wanted us to come back. And it was like, there was a breath of fresh air, I believe. The music on there, the samples that we chose, the concepts, the different flows. Yeah, you could go down the line. This shit is just classic. It's a classic.
Puns Alive, Capital Punishment. Who fucking with this?
That was one of them. I mean, yeah. And like when I'm writing, I'm catching chills, like, and my hairs are standing up going, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he's in the back of me right there, Big Pun.
Yeah, in the studio.
Looking over us. So that's how it is. Like when I'm in the lab, like I got him staring at me. I got Sean Price staring at me. You know, I got everybody staring at me. So I gotta like, I gotta do my thing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Eating but still hungry. You actually, when you and Showbiz are at the table on the album cover, you had a picture of Big Pun. You have Big L on the back of you as well. It's then Diamond D. Diamond D still with us. You got Big L and Pun on the wall.
It's just you paying homage to the forefathers of these. You know, they blessed us with lyrical artillery, and I was just blessed to be amongst them and know them. You know, with L, and he'll be in the studio with his stories, and then have you captivated, like what's next? Like, you know, everybody laughing and Pun being the way he was, boisterous and comedic and charismatic. You know, he was just a beautiful soul. So just me being there and representing them and being from that same cloth, I mean, I can't ask for anything more.
Yeah. Big Pun, you even heard it on the intro of his album, Yeah Baby. He wanted Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap. When he was putting the creation together of Frankenstein's Monster, he said you got to put Eddie Murphy in there because he's funny.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, he knew it. Once I heard that, I was blown away because it was like a spiritual aspect to it. Like, you know, the African warrior, the ink. I was like, wait a minute, he's taking it to a whole nother level. So I knew he was always different. You know, Pun's different. Yeah, God bless him. We speak like he's still alive because he is, but you know, that's how it is.
Spiritually, 100% he is.
Straight up.
So was Big Al. Well, I'd love to hear the story of the first time you met Al.
I was in the studio with Al, and I hate to say it, but I forgot the song that he did. And I was trying to remember it for today, but I couldn't. It was killing me. But I remember in D&D, like in the back, it was some shit in the back. And I remember we was downstairs and he yelled out the back of the studio, like, yo, give me 5 minutes. I'll be right downstairs. I got to do a verse. So we looking at him, like, we looking up at this, like, get the fuck out of here. Next thing you know, 5 minutes later, he comes down and he goes, yeah, I finished the verse. And I'm looking at him like, what verse did you finish in 5 minutes? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I just bodied the shit. Don't, you know what I do? And I'm like, holy fuck. And that's when I knew, like, yo, you're around different people. This is an alien. Like, you're around different folks. It was another time where we was in D&D studio and he ran in the back. We was in, I think, this was in the A room or the B room. And he was like, yo, it's like 8 little niggas out there. I'm going to kill all of them. And I went out there and I seen him giving the business to everybody. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, you amongst aliens, bro. So once I seen that, I was like, yeah, I got to have my shit all the way tight. You know what I mean? All the way tight. Word.
And you still
Straight
do
up.
it that way. You're someone that doesn't care. I don't care if you even are involved with social media at all. You're still the person that's like, I'm going to rhyme with who I want to rhyme with. And such as the new album, Body Back Ben.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. Body Back Ben. Shout to NUT. He put us together. He hooked us up, DJ NUT. And yo, me and him, woof, that's a write it in bloodish.
Yeah. Jesus Pieces.
I mean, shit. Let me think. Uh Spark Steakhouse. Like, we could keep going. Yeah, all of them shits is great, brother. Like, it was a pleasure to get down with Ben and knock those joints out. Also, we come in with number 2. So
There's going to be another one.
yeah, it's gonna be another one. So yeah, we
Part
starting
2.
to get busy with it as we speak, just going over loops and samples and things like that. You know what I mean? Trying to get everything right.
Yeah, it makes me angry that this music isn't on the radio, because this is the New York sound. I'm a big person of, you're supposed to sound like where you come from, and the artists you hear in New
Yeah,
York.
yeah, yeah. You do. You would think that, like, if you was in New York, you would think that you probably was in Texas, Midwest, or some wild shit. You know, but that's just, like I said, it's just like politics. Of it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe you switch it up. I got some shit that I switched the flow up. So, you know, when those drop, you never know.
Oh, we're gonna hear Milano on a trap beat?
Nah, not trappy.
Okay.
But see, because my son fucks with the trap.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, look, we're not gonna go all the way trap with it. Give me some soul shit, and I'll find some soul shit. You chop up the drums, you do everything, and then we'll mix it, and we'll come with our little shit. You know what I mean? So it's not all the way trappy, but it's still, you know what I mean? But it'll be fly.
Yeah.
That's that Constantine shit. It'll still be fly.
What is your son's perception on what you do? Because he's growing up in the new era right now where trap is the main sound, unfortunately.
He'll hit me with the dad. That's the old style, but then he'll hear the Save the Children joint off the Eating But Still Hungry and go, Dad, that's special. And I'm like, yeah, that's that sound. That's that shit that affects your heart. And he's like, yeah. I was like, that's what I do, Ashe. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to that, you're going to remember where you heard it. You're going to remember everything about the day. You're going to be like, oh, I remember. And he's like, yeah, you're right, Dad. You're right. So he appreciates it. He appreciates both worlds. I tell him to respect both worlds. You know?
I hope he respects your world more, because it's timeless. The trap stuff.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, we do that. Yeah, we do that.
The trap stuff.
I kind of wrote with that mind state. Like, I never knew when it was going to come out. So it had to be timeless whenever I dropped it. You get what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm talking about issues, and these issues are rising now. And I wrote about those years ago. So it's like, it's deep. It's deep.
With your music, which you do, you can actually speak on issues, the stuff that the kids talk about, and the trap stuff. Not everyone relates to that. You can't really get too philosophical.
Yeah. You can't, but you can if you flip it. Everything is the way you flip it. And don't, like, if it's a baby, you can't feed them steak. You gotta, little by little, like, hit them with the little antidote. So as long as it feels good to you, then go with it. You get what I'm saying? If it feels fly to you, like, in your spirit, go with it, rock with it.
How did you originally get affiliated with DITC?
Oh, it was it was a mutual friend that knew the family, and that's how I got in contact with Showbiz. And ever since then, they're probably like 12 years old, and he was like, yo, you fucking like Baby Nas.
Yeah.
Even when, when I was young, I would kick him shit. He's like, yo, this shit is unbelievable. And then we finally got up and we did a demo with Third Eye back in the days. And then, like, after that, we started rocking a lot, and that's how, I got a little Warner Brothers deal, things of that nature. So it was very prosperous.
How's your experience with Warner Brothers?
It was cool. We got dropped, but it was still dope though. It was still dope. It was still dope. It was still dope. It was 9/11. It was so many the world was changing around that time. So it was a difficult time. But I'm glad that I'm standing this test of time and still be able to come out with bodies of work that people, enjoy. I'm grateful for that. Very grateful.
You stay true to yourself. It's still Milano. It hasn't changed. It's the same. How do you feel as though that you've grown as an MC since Deal With a Feeling?
The wild shit is I feel I've gotten better because I've noticed like I don't know what it is, but sometimes as I like see other artists, like as they get older, it gets I don't know, trash. Their older shit get weak for some reason. And I said, I never wanted to be like that. And look, I could write a verse in 15 minutes, or I could write a verse in a week. It's depending on how I feel with it. You get what I'm saying? Mm. But when it come out, you're gonna be like, he went crazy. Like he went crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what I really be wanting to get embedded in people's heads.
You can hear it on your albums. I mean, Jesus Pieces, that Chico Brigante line.
Oh man, I love that. Like I was in the crib going, yo, if nobody bugs out for that, like, come on, man.
I did, because I'm a true hip hop head. So
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. That's fly, yo. That's fly. Come on, man.
It's just the music that makes your face just that nasty face.
Yeah.
That mean mugged face.
Yes, sir.
When you're listening to it. That's the music I like.
I love that. I love that. And yeah, that's what I'm cut from. You know, Finesse coming in the studio, playing shit, everybody going, what the fuck is that? Like he'll come through, yo, I spent like 400 on this record. You like, what the fuck? Showbiz going through shit, yo, I spent like 500 on this. Nobody got this. You'd be like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I love that. I love that feeling.
Eating But Still Hungry, the Broadway Joe references. I'm assuming you're a Jet fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's and he was super fly. He's the only one on the mink, rocking the mink on the sidelines. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, Broadway Joe is super dope. And when I came up with it, I actually wrote that in the studio and we knocked it out. So I love that song. I love that.
Have you ever had the chance?
I came up with the idea and everything.
Have you ever had the chance to meet Joe Namath?
No, hell no.
No.
I wish I did. I would have had flicks up.
Yeah. Because it's funny how you idolize Joe Namath, because people look up to Walt Frazier because he won with the Knicks. It's interesting that you chose Joe Namath, but he was the flyest at the time.
Yeah, like I mean, like I could have did Clyde Frazier. That would be the next shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was super fly. Like I love that. So I just thought that he brought another layer to the game when he came through. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be a star here and I'm gonna be a star off the field. I'm gonna do everything, encompass and kill everything. And I thought that was fly. So I was like, yeah, I'm Broadway Joe.
What would you say is the flyest MC of all time? Now this is tough with the way that they carried themselves, their persona, the way they dressed.
Well, shit, that had to be for me. I think it was Grand Puba. Hands down, Tommy Hill. He came with the culture, came with 5%. He actually, my brother now, his name was Davion. He changed his shit to Ja Rule Allah, his name, after getting down with the 5%. His shit changed his whole life. Like, that's an MC. Like, he made me want to be, get out of Catholicism. And, I'm like, and that made me want to read more and get into books and figuring out what was going on and why is he calling himself God and things of that nature. So, yeah, I think he was a super fly. Come on. Puba, he's doing shit with Mary J, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's bodying. I mean, One for All.
That was the song "Check It Out" with Mary J. Blige.
Say again?
"Check It Out" was the song Mary J. Blige.
Come on. Of course. You know what I mean? What's the 411? Is amazing. Like, I do a lot of like old school references when I go back to names, and that's all from like Puba. I hear my name was swinging notes, like my name was David Ruffin. You know what I mean? I'm like, I love the way he pushed it together. And I was like, yo, that's somebody that I want to rock. Like, you know what I mean? And he was so super dope. He had the book bags. I'm rocking book bags. I had nothing in the book bag. I just wanted to rock the bag because it was fly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think Puba's the man.
Yeah, he definitely is the legendary MC. You also had the horrorcore references on here. You had Freddy Krueger mentioned on the album, and
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser, No, I'm a Monster. I got a whole wall of just like movies, and I'm a big avid movie guy. Like, I collect shit. So yeah, I love horror movies. They Live. Like, yeah, we could go down and list of shit. Gremlins, fly shit. Yeah. The Thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's John Carpenter.
Yeah. Word up. I love all of that.
Don't you feel as though that horror and hip hop are linked in a way?
Yeah, because if you think about the dramatization of the music, that's where a lot of the chops kind of come from. You get what I mean? So, and we take a lot of like excerpts from the movies, make little like, you know, interludes and intros out of them. So yeah, definitely it's coincide. R&B, same way, you know what I mean? Same shit, you know what I mean?
Definitely, I feel as though that hip hop and horror are the same, not only because of horrorcore, what the Gravediggers did and Kool Keith, you had those legendary MCs making horror albums, of course, but today I feel as though horror movies aren't the same as what they used to be in the 80s. This is, we call 90s eras the golden era of hip hop. I say the 80s was the golden era for horror movies.
Oh yeah, because there wasn't no CGI shit.
No.
That's
the mumble rap of horror.
You had puppeteers. I mean, you had people getting in gigantic 7-foot suits. Right? You know what I'm saying? Being the wolf and all of that shit. That shit is all of that shit is crazy. I love all of that. Yeah, so it's watered down. You'll get a dribble or drabble of a fly movie here and there. You know what I mean? What's that other movie that just came out? It's not Silent. What is this? I think Wifey was talking about it. I forget the name of it. Oh, some shit about Silent, not Silent Hill, some other shit. I don't remember.
Yeah, I probably came across it at some point in time, but has there been any other movies horror-wise that you've been impressed by since in the new era, like current times?
No, not really. There've been some fly ones, but I can't. And the one that I wanted to tell you about, I can't remember. So it don't make sense. But nah, not really. What's the last one that you dug that you thought it was fly?
Ooh, that's a good one. I got to go with Sinister.
Which one is that?
It's with Ethan Hawke, and it's when he goes and watches these, I think they're these old school tapes, and he puts them on a projector screen, and all of a sudden...
And he catches the spirit from the projector shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that one. I saw that one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That was fly. That was fly. Yeah. That was fly. It ain't nothing too many, like, we living in a scary time, so the movies ain't even scary. Like, the shit that we're going through is more scarier than the movie. So it's like, fuck the movie, just go outside.
Yeah. Oh, COVID. I mean, COVID took over the whole world out of nowhere. Now, all of a sudden, apparently you don't got to wear masks anymore.
Yeah, bro. It's all crazy, bro.
But you managed to keep busy.
That's where I knew I had to do, because I was with the family. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody was safe. And look, I'm locked down. I'm in my own studio. So we could knock this shit out all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could do it all day long. So I'm blessed that, you know, it didn't affect my family like that. But you know, God bless anyone that it has. And, you know, I send my prayers out and my condolences to anyone who passed from it. I know it's very difficult and it's a hard time. But I just thank God that, you know, my family and everybody around me has been safe. Thank God that you here. You know, thank God that your
Thank you. Yeah.
family's good.
You
So,
too,
you know what I
and your
mean? So,
family.
yeah, man. And just for me being here, you know, doing an interview with you is a blessing. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you already know. Thank you for what you do for hip hop. You keep it real, 100% all the way. No,
thank you, bro.
Because I'm tough on these new artists. And speaking of everything that we're going through in the world right now, do you think that with all the tragedy that has happened this past year, that it changes the sound of hip hop? Let's say back to what DMX did in 1998 after with the whole shiny suit era. He said, let's take it back to the streets and get at me, dog. Do you think we're going to have that kind of resurgence coming out of this pandemic?
I would say so. And I think it's been gutter though. It's been street. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, we should talk about more issues that go along with the world that we living in. But, you know, sometimes, you know, we'll go into like a fantasy world and not everyone's living in that fantasy world. So I had something called Fly Dialogue that I wanted to drop, but I didn't want to drop it at that time because nothing was fly about the dialogue. Everything was going to be a Hawaii trip and I'm popping bottles, and while people are passing away, I'm like, yo, that doesn't even sound correct. You can't even drop that at this time. You got to talk about real issues. You could give them the little fly braggadocious shit here and there, but they got to be like real issues. You got to show you a writer. You got to show what's going on. You know what I mean? So I think that it's going to be more prevalent. And it's been going on. So I think so. Yeah. Why not?
I hope so. I think it would only be right. I think it's time to get back to what hip hop used to sound like, and the stories and messages. Life isn't always a party. I say that all the time. Yeah. I don't know why everyone's always rapping about the money they have, the cars they have, and sometimes the cars they have are rented for their music videos.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're bragging about.
You know, that's what I say. Like, and that's where I go into, like, if I'm talking to my son, I'll just tell him, like, yo, to each his own. And really, if you're worrying about everybody else, that's where you're going to fuck up. Keep your mind and keep your focus on your shit. And don't worry about that. And it's going to, people will gravitate to you and they're going to gravitate to your sound. So don't even stress the other shit. You know what I mean?
You still have dope MCs out here that are new, and you've worked with Conway on The Way We Were. Yeah. How long have you known Conway for?
I didn't know him actually at all. He was just on the gram. I was following him, and he told me, he was like, yo, I'm doing like verses. And I inboxed him like, yo, what's good with a verse? And he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? What's your budget? Hit him up, sent him the bread. Actually, I didn't even send him the bread. What I did was, he was in Brooklyn. He hit me up. He was like, yo, I'm in a telly in Brooklyn. He was like, yo, where you at? I'm like, I'm in Manhattan. I was like, but I got to set up in my crib. He was like, yo, well, I'm going to come up to your crib. We came up to the crib. We knocked the verse out. He probably wrote the shit in like a half hour, knocked it out, and there it was.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was dope. Yeah.
He's a dope MC.
Yeah, he's super dope. Super dope. Yeah, God bless him. Griselda, God bless them, bro.
See, they're making noise, but they're not played on the radio where especially these stations where hip hop lives. Because they're doing numbers. You can't tell me that they're not.
Yeah, see, but I could guarantee you, if you ask them that, they would tell you that they don't even give a fuck about that. They're in their shit and they're just doing them. They don't even give a fuck about that. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's gonna come. They're not even stressing that. Just like me, I don't even stress none of that shit. I still get bread. I still run around. I still do what I do. And that's what it is. That's your main goal. You could take care of your family. That's the main goal.
That is the main goal. That is 100%. If you could support your family and survive and live off of it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, bro.
The thing for me is when you play these records, such as a new Milano record or even Griselda, that could influence so many people to point out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know.
To
I
change the
definitely
sound
know.
and to point out that, wait, what is this? This is because I've seen a lot of comments on YouTube and all these hip hop pages of people that are from Atlanta and Texas that say, I look forward to going to New York so I can listen to what the New York hip hop stations are playing, to play that real grimy New York
Yeah.
hip hop boom bap that we love. They get here, they drive here for vacation. They're like, well, where is that?
Yeah. But if you go on Sirius,
It's
satellite,
not there.
they're rocking that shit up there. So if it's not going to be one place they rocking it,
It's gonna be at another.
it's going to be another place. And if you're a supporter, a fan, or however you want to say it, then you're going to find it. You're going to stream it. You're going to download it. You're going to find it. You're going to find out where it's at, and you're just going to get it. So you can't stress that shit, bro.
Yeah, I do.
I did, and spoke to my elder and was like, it doesn't make sense to do that. You can't change anybody's perception. Like, you can't, so just do your shit and it will come full circle for you. Don't worry about it. Watch. I'm like, all right. So I don't stress it. I just do me. That's the best way to do it.
I don't like how these FM hip hop stations, they don't pay homage and respect.
I hate that. The only time they'll do that is probably like an old school mix at noon for like an hour.
Yeah.
And that's it.
See you in 10 years. We'll get that mix again in 10 years.
Yeah, it's not like back in the days. It's not like back in the days. It's payola. It's all type of craziness. So that's just what it is, bro.
If I get into one of these buildings, I'll be playing what you got coming out.
I know you would.
And you know what, too? I think that the listeners would love to hear that, because I don't think, as much as people are supposedly tuned in to all these hip hop stations that we're hearing now, there's always going to be listeners for Hot 97 and Power 105.1, because you're in a car. Those are the only two stations you're going to listen to.
No, that's the only two. Yeah.
So you're going to get the listeners regardless. But I think what people will love to hear, and I think there is that, it's kind of like Jet fans. They're all in the weeds somewhere. If they're good, they're going to come out. Kind of like Knicks fans. They're all over the place now.
Straight up. Because everybody, they popping up. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we play that authentic raw hip hop on the radio, I think people will start tuning in again. I think people want that.
I agree. And it has to be someone of like of a stature as yourself, like, to get on and get in one of those places, and then, get in and start doing your little shit. All of that is going to happen. Like, all of that in due time will happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not always going to stay in one position. We're going to elevate. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's time to change it. It's time. I can't take it hearing trap on the radio 24/7. I can't, especially not in New York, because I feel as though now, not only did we lost our sound because of the radio play, but we lost that dominance, because if you think about it, New York set that trend for all MCs.
Yeah, see, but the thing is, would you have followers? There's a bunch of followers that say, okay, well, this is predominantly what's on the radio, and it sounds like this. Well, let me just follow that, instead of doing the shit that we know, that boom bap, from our cloth, the, samples, breaks. So, it's people want to be followers and say, okay, well, this is the shit that's popping. Let me do that. If that's the one that's, if that's the thing that's popping, let me just follow that. And that's what's going on. You got a lot of followers, but not a lot of leaders. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. Yeah.
It's insane how you got to kind of make it through social media now if you're an MC, and the trap artists get the radio play. I could go on and on all day, but this is Milano's show here.
No, but we good though. It's giving insight to it. And like I said, like, if you're willing to be a leader, you just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But it's also good at the same time to give a mixture of it. Like I said, like, when you hear the other shit I do, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is super hard though. It's hard. You know what I mean? And you gotta Why you think like a Busta Rhymes could still be prevalent? Because he could go through and he could and hit you with the crazy rapid, crazy. Not too many people could do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so
you still can. That's the main thing. And just getting back to what we're talking to before, there's certain old school rappers that you may say, yeah, they get worse with time, but you've only gotten better with time.
yeah, that's the wild part about it. I give praises due to God. That's it. That's it. And my family being a strong foundation, and me just being focused on my craft. Writing every day. If I'm not writing, I'm reading something. If not, I'm not reading something, I'm watching a documentary on something. You got to keep your mind full with knowledge, and you could write a rhyme off whatever. Like you could hear somebody say a word in the street, you're like, oh, that's a fly word. And now you're going over, now I'm going off that word, coming up with other things and trying to, you know what I mean? So if I'm not writing, I'm putting 4 bars aside somewhere. So I'm always on it. I'm always on it.
If you want to really analyze it, why hip hop doesn't sound as good as it once did is because nowadays the youth, they don't like to read. They flat out just they don't value reading as much. I noticed that from going to college, just my peers around me. We don't read anymore, which I don't know how we survive if we don't read, which is crazy. And I think that's why it's had an impact on hip hop.
Yeah, it has. I mean, social media and all of this shit has impacted us. All of this shit has impacted us, either for the good or for the bad. Because you could be a zombie staring at your phone and didn't even know that it's been 5 hours. Your thumb is mad brolic. You got muscles on your thumbs from fucking scrolling so much. Your thumb is wild brolic just from like. Yo, it's so crazy. I tell my son, like, yo, dogs, listen, chill out. So he'll come in, he'll go in his little, like his room. He got the studio set up in his room, and he'll be banging out joints all day long. And I'm like, yeah, that's wonderful. Like, at least you're not, on the phone. Or my father used to call the shit the boob tube back in the days, the TV. Like, you watching that, like, you got to get off that. You got to read this or do that, right? You know what I mean? So I've always was active with it. So I just thank God that, I'm still able to put it down.
As a fan of hip hop, I appreciated the scratches in the new album. You had Wu-Tang scratch on there from Protect Your Neck. You also had Biggie scratched on the new album.
Yeah, that was, the Jesus piece was crazy because I said, yo, Ben is a master of, coming up with all those assortments of scratches on it. So I told him, I said, we need Biggie with the Jesus piece. I said, you got to have that. If you don't have that, it doesn't even make sense. And he's like, all right. And he scratched that shit up and sent it to me. I was like, nah, this is a monster. You know what I mean? That's a monster. I love that song. Yeah, he did his thing on them scratches, man. Ben is the man.
Oh, he is 100%. That's what we need back in hip hop. It's these elements, the vinyl scratching, the graffiti with the music video. The music videos have changed in so many ways. These are the elements of hip hop that we miss, and scratching is a big part of it.
Yeah. So I was happy that he did that. He told me, like, do you think it was like overly done? And I'm like, nah, it was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah. So I'm happy it came out like that. I'm excited to start knocking out the next one. I'm going through records as we speak, trying to find some joints.
Yeah.
For the album. Yeah.
How many songs do you have? Wait, are you just going through beats or you're going through actual?
I'm just going through beats right now. Okay. We just going through beats. We could go easily through 20, 30, 40, 50 beats. Yeah. I mean, like me and Show, when we were doing our album, we was at least going through 50 beats, 100 beats. You know what I mean? To find that one, just to find that one joint, like, yeah, this is it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's definitely dope.
Yeah, write it in blood too. Coming soon. I'm assuming that you're probably gonna be working on a new project with Showbiz.
Yeah, that's coming. That's gonna be in a little while. I'm knocking out. I got something already with Ready C. Shout to DJ Ready C. I think I'm gonna drop that in July. That's called Fly Dialogue. I want to do. I'm putting it together now. Winston Wolf, like a deluxe version
Oh wow.
with like 5 more songs on it. Cause that was probably 5. I want to put 5 more on it. Change the artwork up. And write it in blood too. Well, Ben, yeah, we just getting busy, man.
Yeah.
Getting busy. Yeah, getting busy.
You'd be working with other members of DITC, Diamond D, Buck Wild.
I was on Buck's last album.
That's right.
Milano's theme.
Mm-hmm.
Spazzed on that.
You did.
That
and you're also
crazy.
on DIT Studios Volume 2.
Spazzed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You know what I mean? I love that. I would love to work with Diamond. Shit. I would love to work with Diamond. I'll fuck up some Diamond D beats.
Yeah.
Straight up. You know what I mean? Because that's my cloth. Like he's, top 5 MC producers.
100%.
And I want to be placed in that category also at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Milano can't, he was super ill with the rhymes. And did you know he did them? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing production. Yeah. I've been doing production. Yeah. When I was young, I was bringing records to Show, like, yo, Show, you got to chop this up. And he's like, where the fuck you found this? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I be digging. And he's like, yeah, I could tell. Like, holy shit. You know what I mean? So early in the game, I was doing that. So yeah.
It's a great feeling to actually create a beat, not just put one together as an MC, but when you create it, because it's always looking at from the producer side.
I said it like I had a producer come up to me back in the days. I'm not gonna name no names and none of that, but he just came up to me and was like, I was like, when I had a deal, and I was like, yo, I need some beats because I want to, start a little album up. And he was like, yeah, just hit me when you got a budget.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. So I asked him again, maybe in a different way. He was like, yeah, like I said, like, hit me when you got a budget. So I'm going home and I'm like, nigga, he said basically hit you when you got paper, when you could buy it. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know what? Nobody's ever going to tell you no shit like that. You're going to make your own beats now. Nobody's ever going to make you feel that way. You make your own shit and make that shit better than that. And I'm like, okay. And that's what I did. And that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do that sometimes.
And you don't, that was the catalyst. Like, yo, now you're going to make beats. Now you really going to make beats. And you're really going to be nice with that shit. Because you already know what sounds good with your voice. That's the catch. Because, somebody could play you something that's really crazy. But if it don't go with your voice, if it's not a marriage, like if you can't sing through it, like, and get through that, it'll just sound like noise. That's why my shit be cohesive, like real fly shit that I do, and I put it together perfect. And those are the beats that I try to pick from everyone else when I'm, doing albums with them.
Marriage to beats, that's an interesting concept, because that was going to be something I brought up in the interview today, is that you're one of the few rappers that I know, because when you listen to singers, they hit the notes and it goes with the beats and what they have behind their lyrics. You flow with your beats. Big L did it. Big Pun did it. Biggie did it. Not everyone can do that. There's people that can rap, but
there's people that can rap, but they're not riding the beat fly. Like I was analyzing like Luther Vandross and how he was like how he would do some of his melodies. He's going with the beat and it's a flow to it. Like you could have sang regularly to it, but he wasn't singing like that to it. He had a flow, and I'm like, yo, that's the difference. Is the flow. Like, you got to be able to change it, because everything is not the same. Like, you may want to have your voice graspy on this. You may want to have your voice like a little lighter on this, because it's a different concept. Like, you know, it's some, like, laid back shit. It's all different characteristics that come with it, and I don't believe a lot of MCs like don't give a fuck about that. So you see the difference, and when you listen to somebody else, it's like, oh, this was all right. But then you throw my shit on and be like, you know, like double Dutch. When the girls is doing a double Dutch, you gotta wait to figure out when I'm gonna jump in. People can just rhyme, and it's not about just rhyming. Like, I may go on the downbeat of the beat and come like a bar and a half off. You like, how did he jump in it like that?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Sometimes it just works like that. I don't even know. Somehow it just works. But I dig it. I understand. Like, it's, yeah, the artistry sometimes is off a little bit, man. You know what I mean?
For a lot of MCs, and it doesn't take away what they do on the mic. It's just there's certain MCs that connect with that beat where they just demolish it.
Yeah. And I think, like, yeah, me studying Pun, G-Rap, and Nas, I mean, you know, Nas was a big influence.
And it took him 20 years, over 20 years to get a Grammy, which is insane.
Yeah. You know, yeah, you're right. But he got it.
Yeah, at least he got it.
You see, but I bet you, like what I said again, he wasn't stressing it. It was gonna come full circle, and when it comes, and it's gonna come at the correct time. So you're gonna be like, I was always here. I've been here. I was just waiting for y'all to catch up.
That's true.
I've been here. Yo, where you was at? Fuck you mean? I've been here.
Yeah.
Let me show you. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro.
Man. So you're working on Writing in Blood 2.
Yes.
A new project with Showbiz in the works. Anything else that you may have under your sleeve?
Like Ready C. I also got a project with a brother from Spain. His name is DJ Sweat. He's a mixologist. He cuts the samples. It almost sounds like a 10 Crack Commandments. Like how he manipulated it like scratching on DJ Premier. Well, this gentleman is a beast when it comes to that. And I got a whole project with him. And it's only featuring 2 Spanish artists from Spain. Other than that, I ain't want nobody else on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super crazy. It's called Blockwork.
Blockwork.
So yeah, Blockwork. This will be dope. I'll send all of that shit to you. You'll have it before anybody anyway. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Are you looking to work with any MCs in the game right now that you haven't worked with yet, such as maybe you already tapped in with Conway, but let's say someone like Benny the Butcher, Dave East, or even someone from your own camp, David Bars?
Anybody. I'm willing to work with anybody. You know what we do. We'll knock it out. We'll body it. I'm with it. But right now, what I've just been doing is making sure that I'm straight and making sure that I put out the best material, and all of those features and all of that will come, but just put out bodies of work that you just body and just demolishing them, and don't even worry about all that shit. And I just do it like that. Cause you'll be like, yo, I need a verse from you. And you'll wait on a verse for like 2 months. Get the fuck out of here. And you know how that is. I'm not doing that. I'm not waiting on nobody.
Yeah, no, because you want to get the track done and over with.
Yeah. We not waiting. And
it still may not even come in 2 months.
Yeah, so nah, I'm cool. And yeah, but we'll get it done. I want like Ghostface or something like that. Like, that's my brother. I love Ghostface. Like, I would like to do shit with Ghostface, like a Raekwon, shit like that. You know what I mean? Benny's definitely fly. Benny's super dope. You know, all of those will come.
100%. Boulevard Author is just, that's a masterpiece in my opinion.
Thank you, brother.
Even the album cover, which you wearing the Big Pun chalk line jacket that I also have.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. Showbiz had the jacket in the stash and was like, "Yo, you gotta wear this." And I was like, "Wow, it was dope." Yeah, that was fly. I love that. That album is that album is amazing, bro. That album is amazing. Big up the Showbiz. That's my brother, man. So yeah, we came with it. The Eating But Still Hungry is a hard one too. So it's like yeah, you can't, you just got to keep on, never give up, bro.
It's amazing content that you're still dropping here in the game from you, man.
And I got to give a big shout out to DJ Skiz and Marco Polo for The Way We Were. That was when I was in a crossroads with a lot of things in life. And, Skiz came up to me and was like, "Yo, we should do an album, bro. Like, we should do one together, like, for real." And we started putting it together. And Marco Polo came at the tail end. And we released a monster. That was a monster. I still get people DMing me and asking me about the album to this day. So
wow,
that was dope. Yeah,
that's a dope one. And Marco Polo, I think he did a project or album with Master Ace, because I had Master Ace on my show 2 years ago when he did Brooklyn Story.
Yeah, he definitely, he did. And Seppenway did the artwork for it. Shout out to Sep. Yeah, he did the artwork. Yeah, so that was dope.
That's right,
bro.
The Knicks are in the playoffs. We get into some quick sports talk. Knicks are in the playoffs. Do you think that they're going to take the Hawks in this series, round one?
Yeah, they better. Trae Young, he's a monster though.
Yeah, he's a new Reggie Miller, apparently.
Yeah, baby Reggie. I hated that. I seen that. I was like, "Fuck, man, Jesus Christ!" But we'll see. That'll show that we're here. If they beat them, then I feel a lot better. We'll see. They got the spirit though.
They do.
They got the heart and the
going
spirit.
Crazy.
Yeah, they got the heart and the spirit, so they'll do it, bro.
Yeah. Then the Nets they don't count. They can go back to Jersey. They don't count.
Yeah, they're going crazy though.
They are. I can't root for them.
Bugging. Yeah, everybody's bugging out. I'm happy. I'm happy for that too.
Yeah, I can't root for that team. Being a real New York Knicks fan, and because they're originally Jersey's team. They're not real.
Oh yeah,
New York.
Yeah. We know it. Yeah, we know. We know it.
I just think they can have all those star players, KD, Harden, Kyrie. They still won't amount up to what the Knicks do at the Garden, especially if they're winning, because the Knicks stole their spotlight this year.
Yeah, they did with their resurgence. So we'll see. I mean, it will be a bust for Brooklyn if they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
I hope they
pressure
don't.
on them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I'm also a Jet fan, so I have that in common with you. What do you make of Zach Wilson, the new quarterback?
We got to see some more of him. I seen him at the training camp. He was looking fly.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely was looking fly. So we got to make sure he's one of them kids, man.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I wasn't big on Sam
good,
Darnold. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did. He does. He already has that connection with the players that they just drafted in the draft. Moore, the wide receiver from Ole Miss, he's already got a connection and friendship with him. So.
And that's what you need. You need a connection with the teammates.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to really get that group feeling, that cohesiveness.
Yeah, they have. So I think they're building that chemistry.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And once they get it, I think that I think we'll be in a good spot. I think we'll be in a good spot because that's what we need.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. And then hopefully we can get back to the playoffs after being out 11 years.
11 years, bro.
Yeah. The Knicks broke the 8-year curse. But
let's not even talk about that. 11 years. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
11-year curse.
That's a long time. It was 8 for the Knicks. Yeah. Right?
Knicks broke the 8-year curse. The Jets need to break that 11-year curse.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, with God's help.
Yeah. They need
Bring
it.
a shaman.
Yeah.
Bring a shaman in there and pray on some shit.
What about baseball? Who's your baseball team?
Yo, you know what? It's crazy. I looked at the Yankees and I had no idea who the hell was on the Yankees, bro. I was like, who the fuck is any of these people? I just knew look, I forgot. I still love the Yankees, bro. I still love them. They my team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
fans are diehards, I'll tell you that. But when they lose, you don't want.
No, you can't lose. If you're in New York, you can't lose. They love you.
Yeah.
But if you lose, they hate the fuck out of you, and that's the whack part of right.
That's how it should be, though, because you're telling the players the truth. We want you to go out there and show out for the fans. You're getting paid. Show out for us.
You got to knock it out. You got to do your thing. Yeah, it's true. Straight up. It's true. Who's your team, brother?
For baseball, is the Mets.
The Mets, okay.
They're okay. They're battling a lot of injuries right now. So
a lot of injuries. Yeah. I think Yankees need pitching, don't they, or no?
Yeah, and the Yankees need pitching. Yeah, Garrett Cole.
Their offense is fly, but the pitching is like, that's what is the catalyst. Like, you need pitching though, because you need them to get shut down.
Yeah.
So your pitching people got to be nice, and your closer got to be spectacular.
They need Mariano Rivera back.
He was lights out, bro.
He was.
When he came, he was lights out. Everybody. He was the man. God, yeah, he's the man. Mariano's the man, bro.
Yeah. That's who the Yankees need back. If they had him back or someone like him as a 2.0 here,
yeah, exactly.
Good shape.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but New York sports, it's getting a little better. It's coming back to full circle here with the Knicks back in the playoffs. It feels good. It really does.
No, it does. It does. Man. And with the team, and also with the fans in attendance, you know what I mean? It's going to give them a extra oomph. So I think so. Yeah. We'll see.
Let's see Trae Young get his shit handed to him.
Because he needs to, because he talked a lot of shit at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, he's going to regret that, bro.
Oh, yeah. He's going
to regret that. I said he was in his moment. He was emotional. I was like, but he's going to regret that.
Yeah. Because the players are just going to play that tape all throughout the practices.
That's all I would do.
Yeah.
And be looking at it like, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get you, B. Somebody's going to, forget about it. We'll see.
I hope that happens, because then the Knicks can move on round 2 and let's get moving and maybe take a run at the Eastern Conference Finals. I want to see that happen. And they didn't get to do that in 2013. They should have beat the Pacers and then played the Heat, and who knows what would have happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the Knicks get back to where they deserve to be, like the 90s Knicks.
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
That's how
the 90s all over again.
Yeah.
That's how it feels when I drop an album. It's like the 90s all over again.
Yeah.
Shit. Word up, man.
And you got the classic Vibe magazines and double XLs in the background too.
Source. Yeah. All over the house. All over in here. I got all the way from, I think, 94, maybe, probably.
Wow.
All over the walls and everything. Yeah. It just keeps me feeling dope. You know what I mean? Nostalgia. Got all the little video games and all that shit in here. Just a little man cave where I come and knock all my shit out. You know what I mean?
That's what you got to do, though. You got to have a man cave.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah,
100%. Milano, is there anything else that you would love to tell the audience here today?
Just stay on the lookout, man. I got a lot more material coming out, man. And just check my stuff out. You know, Milano _Constantine on Instagram.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You could go check my page on YouTube. Go subscribe to it, Milano Constantine. I got a lot of videos up, a lot of dope content, and I'm gonna just come with it, man. And just stay tuned.
About the bar, you got the bar god, legendary MC Milano Constantine, sports hip hop with DJ Mad Max. He always keeps it real. So I want
Yeah.
to thank everyone for tuning in. Go check out Milano. Go check out Rated in Blood, of course.
Yeah, man, Max, my big brother.
Yeah.
God bless you, bro.
Oh, you already know. And take care and stay safe.
I will. Be good, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Peace.